folks. This is a video for quick anxiety relief from intrusive thoughts and specifically for emetophobic intrusive thoughts. This is a practice you can take into your everyday life to help combat intrusive or emetophobic thoughts. I have had emetophobia all my life. It's caused 2 breakdowns and daily insane anxiety. To combat this, I've been through CBT therapy twice and EMDR therapy once. And I'm telling you this so that when I say that this particular practice has helped massively in my day-to-day life dealing with emetophobia, it may help you to trust this video a little more. This is a technique that I learned from my most recent round of CBT therapy and involves mindfulness. I know some people may be put off by this. I mean, I definitely would have been before. How is being aware of yourself going to help, right? How this helps is that when you have an emetophobic thought telling you that something bad is about to happen, your automatic reaction is most likely going to be to run away from it or distract yourself. But if, when you get one of these thoughts, instead of distracting, you notice how you're physically feeling, how this thought is affecting your body, you will realize that that is all it is. Just a thought. Nothing bad is actually happening. So the aim of this practice is not to push away or distract from what we are looking at. What we will do instead is just be aware and observe what our bodies are telling us, and then move on from it. This is a more relaxing, meditative version of the practice, but I might just also add, the more you do this, the quicker you will get used to this way of thinking, and the more your brain will automatically go through the motions. You'll be surprised how quickly it can take effect too. Before we start, I'd like you to just ask yourself, when was the last time you ate? Just have in mind that without food, things are liable to get a little bit more difficult, not only for your mentality, but for your body. I'm speaking from personal experience here. My emetophobia is always so much harder to deal with when I haven't eaten, and I'd be more prone to anxiety or panic attacks. I also realise that some with emetophobia can find it difficult or impossible to eat, also speaking from experience. And if that's the case, no worries. If at all possible, I would advise trying to eat something very small, a few slices of banana or something. When I couldn't eat anything at all, I found smoothies to be great because I could slowly sip it over time. It was very filling and a great source of energy. Eating may be difficult to do, but it will absolutely make things so much easier. As we go through this, any compulsive reactions or physical coping mechanisms you may have in place, for instance, I would normally pinch myself as a way of distraction, I want you to just recognise that you are doing this, and then if possible, try to avoid it. Coping mechanisms only help for short-term relief, but in the long term will only prolong the anxiety or panic attack. The reason for this is that you're simply feeding the circle of anxiety. Take pinching, for example. You have anxiety, so you pinch yourself as a distraction. Your brain registers the feeling, the pain, knows that it's something that you do when you're experiencing anxiety. Therefore, there must be something wrong. Therefore, the anxiety continues, and therefore you pinch yourself. One big circle. If you stop the coping mechanism, however, you're showing your brain that there's nothing wrong, and so you'll begin calming down. We will come back to this in a bit, so don't worry if it's a little too hard to do at the moment. For the moment, simply register the coping mechanism, the feeling of it, and know that it will only prolong the anxiety if you continue it. Alright, let's begin. Feel free to close your eyes if you'd like. I promise nothing exciting will be happening on screen. What we're going to do first is look at the body and your physical reactions to the anxiety. I want you to really look at what your body is telling you. You may be gritting your teeth, clenching your jaw. You may feel a tightness in your throat, in your shoulders. I want you to do a slow, mental scan of your body, head to toe. And when you find some tension, I want you to simply recognise the way it feels. We're not going to pull away from it. We're not going to think about something else. We're simply going to hone in on that one individual feeling of stress and tightness. Just feel it. Experience it. That's all. You should find that by simply observing this tightness, your muscles will relax of their own accord. And if they don't, no worries. They may relax as we continue the practice. So, we'll start at the head. Notice whether your temples may be tense, your brow furrowed. Are your teeth grinding? Your jaw clenched? Your throat tightening? Is there tension in the back of your neck? Wherever you find stress in your head, I want you to simply recognize that it's there, that it's just a physical reaction to the anxiety, that it won't get any more worse than it is, that it's simply a feeling. That's all. I want you to acknowledge these feelings for all that they are. Let them go. Relax. If they won't relax, that's fine. That's fine. Just being aware and recognizing the feelings will be enough, and they may relax in their own time as we continue. Once you've let that tension go, we're going to take one long, deep breath. Inhale in, exhale out. Now we will move on to the torso. Recognize if there is tension in your shoulders, in your chest, your arms, if your hands are balling. Become aware of this tension, the way it makes your body feel, the way it relates to your anxiety. That it's purely a physical reaction. It won't get any worse. Now, when you're ready, let it go. Relax. And now, one big deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Well done. You're doing very well. Well done. Now, we will move on to the lower half of the body. I want you to pay particular attention now to your stomach muscles. Simply notice if they are tense, if there is a tightness in your belly. The stomach is powerful and plays a large part in creating our anxiety. So it's important to give this part extra attention and love. Just notice the strain in your muscles, how it makes you feel. And that's all it is. A feeling. Nothing else. Now, once you have registered the tension there, let it go. If you're finding it a little difficult to relax your stomach, pay particular attention to the muscles then as we take the next deep breath. Inhale all the way in and all the way out. The best foolproof way to relax your stomach muscles is by taking slow, deep breaths. As we are paying particular attention to the stomach, we're going to give it some extra love and take one more deep breath. Inhale all the way in. As much air as you can possibly handle. Exhale all the way out. Till there's no air left. Wonderful. Well done. Finally now, we move down to the legs. Notice if there is tension in your thighs. in your knees, in your lower legs. Notice if there is stress in your ankles, in your feet, if your toes are curled. Just feel the tension in those muscles. Know that the tension is simply a reaction to the anxiety, that it won't get any worse. Feel how this tension relates to the rest of your body. Then, in your own time, no need to rush. Recognize this tension and let it go. Relax. And now, one more deep breath. Inhale in and exhale out. Very good. You are doing brilliant. Now that our muscles are nice and relaxed, we're going to turn our attention to our thoughts. I know that looking at our thoughts, particularly emetophobic thoughts, can be difficult. So, as we do this, I want you to be aware of two things. One, that they are just bad thoughts. That's all. Nothing's going to happen, and I'm going to be with you all the way. And two, the way that your thoughts impact the tension in your body. Your muscle tension may be creeping back up already, and that's absolutely fine. Anytime you recognize tension coming back, do a quick body scan. Find the tension. Acknowledge it being there. Know that it's a physical reaction to your thoughts, and let it go. It sounds like a lot, but it will very quickly become second nature and something that you will just automatically do within a few seconds. So before we move on, we're going to take another deep breath. Inhale all the way in and exhale all the way out. Good. Now, I want you to turn your attention to your thoughts and simply observe them. Again, as you observe, the compulsion here may be to automatically slip into your coping mechanism. But remember that we are not here to look away or distract ourselves. Remember also that a coping mechanism is only going to prolong the anxiety. We are not going to react to our thoughts. As tempting as that might be, we are simply going to watch them. Observe them. We are not here to judge. We are not going to label the thoughts as nasty or scary. We are simply going to observe them. And as we watch them, I want you to recognize how these thoughts are affecting you. How are you wanting to react to these thoughts? Are you wanting to distract yourself? Run away? It may be a bit uncomfortable, but just try to sit with these feelings. Notice how these thoughts are impacting the way you feel. remember that these are just thoughts. That's all. They can't hurt you. We're going to take another deep breath here. Inhale all the way in. Exhale all the way out. Very good. You are doing so well. So well. Now, for a moment, we are going to move our attention and focus back on our body. Again, we are going to body scan. I want you to focus on different parts of your body and notice if any tension has crept in your head, if your jaw is clenched, if your stomach muscles are tense, if your shoulders are tight. Are you having any compulsive reactions that you're not aware of? Every time you find a bit of tension, acknowledge it. Know that it is just a physical reaction to your thoughts. That's all. Now, deep inhale. Deep exhale. Back to our thoughts now. Have they changed? Have they gotten any easier? Calmer? Have they gotten worse? Are they trying even harder to make you panic? Just observe what they're doing, what they're telling you. Can you find some humour in what they're saying? Sometimes when I'm listening to my intrusive thoughts, they go so overboard that it actually makes me giggle with how hard they're trying. Just listen and observe. Is it really all that bad? And if it is, just try and sit with it. You don't have to show your thoughts that you are strong or brave. Just watching them is enough to take back your power. Wonderful. Well done. Inhale in and exhale out. And one more to end. Inhale the biggest breath you possibly can. And now, as slowly as you can, exhale out the breath and let your body relax as you do, all the way out. All the way out. You did fantastic work today. Confronting intrusive thoughts can be very difficult, so I am incredibly proud of you. Really well done. This is essentially all there is to it. When I get an intrusive thought that suddenly says something like, eating this will make you sick, my immediate reaction is to distract myself because I believe it and I'm terrified that it will actually happen. My muscles will clench, my stomach will tighten, and what would usually come out of that is a panic attack. But what we're doing here is just observing what is actually happening, so that when you have that intrusive thought, whatever it may be, instead of immediately distracting yourself, you can look at it, observe that it is there, observe how it's affecting your body, observe that your body is fine, that it is only reacting to the thought, but that nothing is about to happen, and that this is only an intrusive thought. And just like that, you can carry on with your day. If I've learned anything from my time with intrusive thoughts, it's that, and I tell this to myself time and time again, 100% the best possible thing you can do is look your fear in the face. Running away or distracting yourself will not help and only prolong your distress. It's hard and sometimes it's just not possible, but I promise you that confronting your intrusive thoughts will always help to make things easier for you. That is a guaranteed promise. And I guarantee it because again and again, it's been the one thing that has gotten me out of my worst situations. Even if it takes time, it will only lead to good. Don't worry if it doesn't start happening immediately. Obviously, the more you train your brain to observe your thoughts and body, the more it will move automatically. But I think you'll be surprised at how quickly it will start to take effect. Good luck, my emetophobics. It can be done. Stay strong.